We're back at it again. I need to look at the lens, not at the screen. The lens, not the screen. I do this every time. It's just like I'm like, if somebody's got a lazy eye, I don't know which eye to look at. Yeah, we're not doing that intro. Guys, we got a lot of stuff to do. So, welcome back. Welcome to the YouTube channel. And to make an extremely long story short, exactly. Yeah. I'm still working on the good old GX470, and right now on this episode we're going to be installing this Metal Tech rear bumper and getting that going because, well, Matt Damon, we need to. It's what the customer wants, and what the customer wants is what the customer gets. Yeah, I'm done being a goofball. Anyways, intro, let's go to work. So I am starting to take the rear bumper off of the GX470. I meant to document a little more, but I got a little bit distracted with the TikTok live feed because you guys are awesome, and I usually like to hang out with you guys when I'm doing stuff. So I got the toe plate off, and I'm working on getting all the other little hardware off of the bottom, and then we can start unclipping it from up top. We got Steven keeping us company, and Bella's asleep somewhere, but we gotta keep going. I'm gonna switch this to probably a time lapse just because it's gonna take a little while, so we'll take care of that. I gotta assemble the striker pads that would go right here for the swing arm, and then a couple of other doohickeys that go with the swing arm. So let's get going to that, and then that way we can start test fitting it on the truck. So, all right, a little update. I went ahead and put the bumper on a table because it's just easier to work on. I really don't want to deal with just crawling on the floor up and down in this corner, and the shop is just it's just a mess right now, and it needs to be cleaned. But when we got project stacked on project stacked on project, it's really hard to stay organized with the amount of workflow that we sometimes go through. But once all these projects are down, we actually come in and clean everything and reorganize and get reset. It's just from here to that point is But Michael here is actually installing a, what bumper is this, Michael?
It's a Victory Switch?
It's a Victory bumper that he's installing on his 5th gen 4Runner. He has to cut the original actual plastic bumper cover to get clearance for the new bumper to go on there. And he was using a cutting wheel, which was really loud, so I really couldn't record at the time, but yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. And then what I did is I went ahead and took the bolt bag and organized my whole section here from Alex's work area, which is, yeah, a little bit frustrated. But that's enough chit chat, and let's get back to the whole thing of it all on this Metal Tech rear bumper. I went ahead and added the swing arm, and the reason why I did that now and not when it's on the truck is because I'm adding the latching mechanisms, and I want to make sure that the latching mechanism is cleared and proper, because the nuts for this guy right here stem under, or they lie right up in here, which is going to be a bit of a pain to take care of. once the bumper's on the truck. So I want to just take that extra precaution to make sure that everything is where it needs to be before I will go ahead and go through the effort of installing the bumper on the truck itself, and then I'm like hating life and having to take the bumper back off for no reason. So yeah, let's get this all situated, and then I'll be back and we'll cut to that. Okay, so I went ahead and attached the latch to the arm. It was a little bit of a pain because there's not a lot of room back here for these two back bolts, but once you get a trick figured out, it's okay. I'm just going ahead and I'm tuning the tightness of the actual latch mechanism. Now you're going to see this little arch built at this gap. You're going to see this gap right here. Don't be alarmed by this gap. This is a load bearing. And that's what it's designed, because you're going to have the tire mounted on the swing arms. It's got to be able to withstand the load on it. Now, once you go to tighten it down, it goes in place really well. So you don't have to worry too much about it. I might have this a little too tight, but it will be different once the bumper's on the truck. And I can use a little more leverage on my body. You don't want this to be too loose, because when you're off-roading and wheeling and this comes loose, you're gonna have a bad time. So now this is the gas shock for the swing arm itself, and we need to go ahead and take this ball off here so we can go ahead and mount this on the swivel side of the bumper, because the nut is also behind that. So you can grab this little clip right here, you stick your thumb on it, and just push. And shoot it out and never see it again. Matt Damon! I found it. We're good. But once you get that little clip out, you can pull this out, just like that. So we can go ahead and mount this. All right, so now that I got that put on, before we can finally stick the bumper on to the actual truck, I do need to do a little bit of prep work on the body itself. There's a plastic trimming that what it does is it helps clip the bumper cover onto the body. We will no longer need those. They take up extra room, and we don't want the bumper to rub against it. So we're gonna go pop those off and then do our first test fit and see how it goes. Oh yeah, I also have to put the lights and stuff on it and take the swing arm back off. I'm all over the place today. But anyways, yeah. Okay, so Alex had the brilliant idea one day to buy these auto adjusting tables, which are fantastic because I can turn this knob here and the table will go up and down to whatever level I need. So we're gonna just scoot this a little bit more forward, walk it towards Steven, walk it towards the truck and start fitting it in and see how she sits. Where?
Right in front of you.
Oh. Yeah, no. Don't mind me. But she's on there. She's somewhat bolted on. It's all loosely. It's all that stuff right now. I got to put these spacers on the bottom because there's 2 bolts that bolt back here in the bottom, and then after I get those 2 spacers on, I can go ahead and start working my way around the rear end, and start torquing everything down to what I need to torque it down to, which I don't know yet, but I'm gonna have to look it up.
It's called. What's it called? Amen. It starts back in the Need for Speed. So what is this thing? It's that crucible. It's like a radar.
So we got our packed bearing in here, and now I can go ahead and put in the seal. And we're gonna need a very special tool to push this in, so let me go get it. And we're gonna lubricate this seal. All right, now we can go ahead and put it on. Now that we got our swing arm all nice and prepped, we have to, I could do it myself, but it's easier if you trick somebody into helping you. Right now, the gentlemen are having their beloved union break at 4 o'clock, and I don't take the union break. I need to get stuff done, so I gotta convince them somehow.
So I had to fucking run and look it up. I'm like, it's 82.
Whoever helps me, I'll let them touch my butt.
Not it.
All right, Michael, he's the winner.
I didn't hear what he said. Whoever.
Okay. All right, here we go. Thank you. Gotta put this cap on it. I will put a little bit of silicone around the edges to keep moisture from going in there. And then we're done with the swing arm, at least installing it, and then we gotta add all the accessories and things to it as well. I'll be honest, the battery's dying and I still got 2 hours left in the day. I don't know if I'll be able to record it as well, but I will do my best. Again, I apologize. So I'll do the best that I can. I know, don't yell at me, but I got most of the swing arm put together. Michael's doing a ton of cutting, and I don't want to make him stop because he's being super productive. So it's making it really hard for me to record, and I know he has to trim a little more here pretty soon, but this is the jerry can holder. So we'll add the jerry can actual holders on top, set the swing out arm for the spare tire, and then once we're done doing all that, then we're free to call the back finished, and we just got a little bit of wiring to do. We got to wire up these lights here, so it's just still quite a bit to do, and we're gonna keep on going.
See how much, but honestly, like, you could fucking just. Oh, and I also checked the third hole. Yeah, that's not.
So the swing arm is finally put back together. We're finally back kind of lowest to the ground, and we need to go ahead and tackle the next portion of this bumper build, which is filling up this gap that is right here. Simply, the best way to take care of this, and it's what they suggest us to do, is we're going to take the old bumper cover and cut away the section that covers that area, and then we just attach it there, and then that should take care of that. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the old bumper and put it on the table. Let's cut out that section and then put it on. Okay, so here we have is the old bumper cover, and what the section I was talking about that we're going to cut out is we're going to start from up here, work our way down, and then we're going to follow right in front of this black line right here, and then we're going to go up to here and then cut this way. And then this is the section that will go onto the truck right here. So let's get to cutting. All right, we got this all nice and cut out. We're gonna clean it up a little bit and then test fit it. We might have to trim it a little more, but that's why we overcut anyways, because if we made a little bit of mistake, it's easily fixed.
The only thing that
Yeah,
is when you cut it, make sure that it doesn't flap.
I got in the zone, so I got it all put together so that nice big awful gap is gone. Once I got that piece I cut out in there, the original molding that clips into place just clips right on. And then I wiped it clean and then treated it so it stays nice and shiny. And yeah, it gives it a really good presentation. I also took liberty of greasing his track here because it felt kind of weird. But now it opens and closes really nice. So nice and smooth. Oh, like a Lexus should be. So basically what's left to do now in the back is I gotta go ahead and wire the reverse lights to the bumper. The way this bumper is designed with the swing arm, the spare tire and the gas can holders block the factory reverse lights. And so what Metal Tech did is they incorporated adding some actual lights onto the bumper. And so that's what we're gonna go ahead and do now. Is just gonna go wire those to the harness, and I'm going to see if I can actually tap those through the underneath harness, not having to run as much wiring. And if that didn't make sense, I don't blame you, because I'm just jibber jabber. Okay, so in order to hook up the reverse lights, I need to go ahead and I'm going to go off with the trailing harness, and I'm going to tap into that because that would be the easiest route to get it. So we're going to go ahead and pop this guy off. But just disconnecting it, because we do need to do one other thing. And there we go. If we look right here, we got our backup lights here, which is gonna be the center port right here. So this guy right there in the middle. We're gonna find the continuity between which wire it is, and then what we'll do is we'll tap the reverse lights to the new lights that are on the bumper, and that will take care of that solution. Should be a pretty quick, easy install. As far as modifying the bracket, I'm just going to drill out these nuts right here, and then I can run a 12mm bolt through. There's a pre-threaded hole over here, and I can go ahead and just bolt it on there. So I'll show y'all once I'm done. Well, you really can't see it, but that's the point, right? The harness actually sits back there. It's wire loomed, comes out here. It attaches to this guy. I drilled out the threads to the holding nut that was to go to here, and then bolted that directly. This is the ground for the reverse lights right here. And then I tapped power here to this yellow wire, which was the reverse, and then this right here, this is going to be our daylight running lights, and this is going to go to our license plate light, but we're going to take care of that later because I got to do the sliders. And for me to do the sliders and weld these on, I need to get these plastic pieces off, so we're going to switch over to this right now, and then once we get these sliders on, that's going to be it for this episode. And then the next one will have the compressor and the body mount, shop and alignment, test drive, and final product. So we got a ton of work to do because I'm going to try to knock this all out in one day. So off to work I go. Now that that side's done, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the other side, and then we'll weld these and we're done with the body mount.